iFILM, London. iFILM, London.
This is Kugan Cassius for iFILM London. We're at the Liverpool Olympia for Prizefighter. With me, I've got the British middleweight champion, Martin Murray. How are you, Martin?
Yeah, spot on, mate. You?
I'm very well, thank you. What's the situation with you, Martin? Obviously, I saw a little bit on ringside the other day, obviously. Do you generally feel like you're an avoided fighter in this division at the moment?
People's asked me this before, but at the end of the day, we're all fighters. It's just about working out the right fights for yourself, you know what I mean? So I don't know about that. I mean, we have tried to get fights and it's not been happening, but I'm sure they'll come.
What's the situation, obviously, with the British title? Is it something that you may look to relinquish to, obviously, pursue your dream of a world title?
Yeah, it's looking that way now, to be honest with you. I mean, ideally, when I won it last June, what we wanted to do was bang a few quick defences in so we could keep it. But you know, the Stern fight come up, and then after that, it was 6 months after before I got a fight. So I never had a chance to do that. But it's looking like we're going to have to give it up now because we're working towards another world title.
Obviously, a lot of people talk about, obviously, this, I know I'm being repetitive by saying this, but the situation with you, Macklin and Barker. But obviously, you know, these are fights that obviously fans want to see, and you know, it's been compared to like Ben Eubank Collins, and you know, and you three haven't had the chance to sort of fight each other as such yet. So, is it something that you still want to look to fight them guys?
I've always said I want to be involved in good fights, and the reason them fights aren't happening has got nothing to do with me. We've said we wanted both fights and willing to fight them, but they've just not happened through Barker with injury and Macklin with you know, pursuing his career in America. They've just not been happening. But you know, they are definitely fights I want to be involved in, and hopefully one day they can get sorted.
What about Billy Joe Saunders? How'd you book that fight? Potentially or not?
I've got to be honest with you, no. I mean, maybe down the line, definitely. But at the minute, I'm going for bigger fights than him. I mean, Billy Joe Saunders a good fighter, but you know, I'm setting my sights a bit high for the time being. But you know, no doubt he's going to get there, and maybe in the future we can definitely fight.
Fantastic performance against obviously Felix Sturm. It's been a while now, but obviously has it been frustrating for you that you couldn't really build from that?
Yeah, it has. Obviously we got the Chavez fight, and then that fell through because of visa problems, and you know, I wasn't out as much as I'd like to have been. But you know, a couple of months ago I was frustrated, but I've just signed a new contract now with Art Promotions. We've got a plan of what's going to happen for us in the next 12 to 18 months. And you know, I'm happy where I am now. I know that eventually it's going to come. I will get me world title fight and I will become world champion. So, you know, we're just working towards that now.
24th of November at Manchester Arena is where you're next going to fight, but an opponent for you hasn't been named as such yet.
No, not yet. I mean, we've been struggling for opponents getting and passed by the WBA because the fight's for the interim, and then there's only one person accepted out of the WBA top 10. You know, we want a good name now that people know. You know, so a good local name, and we've offered it to Macklin and Barker. They've both knocked it back. We asked for Craig McEwen, Andy Lee. The WBA knocked them back. So you know, there's nothing we can do. The fighters, you know, they have been asked to fight, but they've just not been happening. So I've not got an opponent yet, but one's going to be announced very shortly.
Do you consider yourself to be the number one middleweight in the country, though?
I am the number one middleweight in the country. I'm ranked number one middleweight in the country. There's me, Barker and Macklin, who's all challenged for world titles in the past 6 months. No, well, sorry, just before Christmas. And you know, I come out the better one. I proved myself to be the number one fighter. I'm ranked number one fighter, and I'll continue to be the number one fighter.
So we're at Prizefighter here. Obviously, we've just seen the first round of draws. How are you finding it? Yeah,
it's a good show, cracking line-up. Obviously, what's going on? You know, Deddy getting cut. Kroll looked good then in his fight. So did Flanagan. Is it Flanagan? Isn't it? Deddy's fighting him now. Croller's, I forget who he's got Gary Sykes, you know, so there's a good 2 semi-finals now, so it's still hard to pick a winner.
This Prizefighter tournament, obviously not now, but is it something that you'd ever think about or have thought about doing yourself before?
I've done it.
Of course you have. Oh, you have. Sorry, you have done it, of course you have.
No, but yeah, obviously I thought about doing it, that's why I did it. And if the chance ever come up again, and you know I needed to do it, I'd be straight back in there because it's a great tournament. I think it's great for all concerned, you know, for boosting a career, for reviving a career, And it's yeah, it's a great tournament, and I definitely think about doing it again if I ever needed to.
I've seen every single prize fighter from day one. I generally have, and I generally did forget that you actually were in prize fighter.
Years ago now, you know, in your defence, it was 2008 now, so it's nearly coming up to 4 years.
Great opportunity for obviously fighters, some fighters to get their career back on track and some to launch their careers, obviously.
That's what I'm saying, yeah, it's good for all concerned, you know, it's people who's not getting the exposure they want. It's good for them to get a bit of exposure and catapult them into, you know, into getting better fights, getting noticed more. And like you just said, it's for someone who's the career's on the way down. They need this. Well, it's proving that you win this, it goes on to big fights and that. So it's a great competition.
Just finally, what do we make of the Chavez Jr. and Martinez fight?
I've not watched it.
You haven't seen it?
No,
just watch round 12.
Yeah, no. I'll be honest with you. I'm not the biggest boxing fan. I've not seen the fight, but from what I'm told, Martinez schooled him for 11 rounds, and then Chavez come back and caught him. But you know, fight's 12 rounds. It's not 1 round, is it? So are they having a rematch? I think they are out there.
I think so.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. But I'll pick Martinez on that one as well.
Well, listen, Martin, I look forward to seeing you fight on the 24th. I genuinely do like your style as a fighter. I always have been a big fan of yours. So it'd be good to get you, like I said, get you back fighting and in the mix with everyone else, because you're worthy of doing that.
Yeah, I'm telling you, mate, we'll get there. It's been a long road, you know, frustrating. We've not done it the best way, but I'm here now and I'm going nowhere, and I know we'll eventually get there.
All right, Martin Murray, thank you very much for talking to iFILM London. I apologise for forgetting that you were in Prizefighter, even though it was some time ago. And listen, we look forward to seeing you on the 24th.
Cheers, pal. Thanks.
Kugan Cassius with Martin Murray for iFILM London.